Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 154th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Yesterday's game, which was a bonus battle on Friday, Battle 153, was a game that was played 9 or 10 years ago. I thought it might be interesting for you to see an older type game. But this game was only played last weekend, so it's fresh. The ink's still fresh on it. Okay, the team today consists of Brotherhood member Racer, who has bought the Macedon faction. Then we have Brotherhood member Satan, who has bought the Rome Julii faction. And then myself, Spartan Commander, who has bought the Rome Scipio faction. So there's our team there. You wait till you see the other team. This should be a great game for you to watch. Hope you enjoy it. I thought at this early stage of the battle we'd have a look at Satan's army here. And if you notice, he's only got 6 infantry units and 8 archer units and 6 cavalry. Now one of the enemy armies we're facing are the Greek cities, so I wonder if he's bought this army because he thinks they're going to bring a lot of archers. If you notice on the infantry, they've mostly got 7 upgrades, which means they've got gold attack, gold defense and the experience stripe. So the infantry is pretty tough, but there is only 6 units of it. I wonder if those 8 archer units will make the difference in this battle. But if we're attacked heavily, it'll be interesting to see if his army will hold. Should be a good one to watch. And here is the other team. We have King's member Annibal, who has bought the Greek cities faction. And then we have Brotherhood member Killer. He's called himself Pineapple in this game, but it is actually Brotherhood member Killer, and he has bought the Rome SBQR faction. And then we have Titan's clan member Odin, who has also bought the Rome SBQR faction. So there's the other team we're up against, very experienced players. As I said, this has got the ingredients to possibly be a classic battle, but let's see what happens. Just looking at the Greek cities army at the moment. If you notice, he's got, let's pause the game for a second, he's got 14 Spartan units there, and I think he's got 5 of the cheaper archers, not the Cretan archers, but 5 of the cheaper archers there. So it'll be interesting to see how those archers do against all the archers that Satan's bought today. If you notice here on our left flank, can you see that Satan's bringing all his archers across here to our left? Presumably he's going to bring cavalry across there to kind of guard those archers, or they could be quite exposed there to cavalry hits. As you can see there, he's bringing cavalry across there to support his archers. Obviously, as I say, he's bought these archers for a reason. It looks to me like he's going to try and target the Greek cities army here. So, as I say, with only 6 infantry, it'll be interesting to see how well his army does in this battle. If you notice now, he's taking his infantry over to the left flank as well there. Or he was going to, but he seems to have stopped now. As I say, he's got all his archers out to that left, guarded by his cavalry there. You can see our Macedon ally Racer's bringing his Macedon army in behind us there by the looks of it. It'll be interesting to see if the enemy would try and rush our Satan's 6 infantry formation there. As they see just 6 infantry, they might look at that as a weakness and try and hit it there. But we'll just have to wait and see. If you notice, he's drawing his infantry back, and I'm pulling mine across there to try and give his infantry a little bit of support there. Remember what we've talked about in other battle videos about what the Greek city general would like. He would like to hit a Roman army head on and take the Roman infantry on head on. That's what that Greek city general would like to do. Now, whether we're going to accommodate that, we'll have to see. I'm just going to pause the game here for us to take stock of the situation. As you can see here, there's a lot of Greek cities archers there countering Satan's archers. You see, Satan's got his cavalry out there to cover his archers against enemy cavalry attack. As you can see here back in the central area, can you see that both the enemy SBQR and the Greek cities armies have kind of teamed up there, almost looking like for a double hit on our centre. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. If you can see, our Macedon ally is coming in behind us, probably with a view to form up behind us and maybe try and keep out of archer range as much as he can there. You can see Satan's now moving his Julii force a little bit more off to the left there. But if you notice, the Greek cities army is moving towards my army now. So I'm just going to let that Greek cities army get in range, and then I'm going to give them what for with my pillars. Can you see how many pillars I'm throwing in? But of course, you've got to remember, with Spartans, with those 2 hit points, pillars do a lot less damage to these units than they would other units. So even though there's loads of pillars going in there, as you can see, it's almost raining pillars onto them, it doesn't do that much harm with their 2 hit points. If you notice there, I piloted them, and now I'm pulling my infantry back. I've done the damage that I wanted to with the pillars, and now I don't want to take them on head on at the moment. If you notice over to our left here, can you see the enemy SBQR infantry moving round to our left? Basically, they're just coming up against archers and cavalry there. So if they push hard on our left flank, they may be able to get round and behind us. I'm sure veterans watching this are probably looking at this tactically and wondering what they would do if they were an SBQR army, and maybe going around the left might be a good option there. Meanwhile, over to our right here, you can see the Greek cities army is facing me. And also you can see Satan there having to pull his infantry back, because obviously up against that many enemy infantry in front of him, it would be difficult for him to hold, I think, even with the upgrades he's got on his infantry. There's an overall view of the battlefield there. Right, can you see the Greek cities general now has just decided to do a full out attack on my infantry. So he's charging his Greek cities, bang, straight into my infantry. Let's pause the game here for us to take stock of the situation. Now, new players watching this, seeing this Greek city army doing a full out attack on my infantry, if you were in charge of my infantry, what would you do? Would you pull your infantry back? You'd probably lose those first couple of pilot units, they probably rout, but at least you pull the bulk of your army back. Or would you attack? Would you attack with your infantry, like kind of fight fire with fire and attack? What do you think you would do if you were in charge of my army there? Interesting, isn't it? I think veterans know what they would do, but I just wonder what new players think they would do there. Let's have a look at the rest of the battle situation. As you can see, Satan's pulled his 6 infantry back there in the face of Killer's infantry. You can see he's vastly outnumbered. And if you notice that Odin is bringing an SBQR army round our left flank here, in a very dangerous position. He's got cavalry and infantry. He's moving round our left flank. If he pushes hard round here, he could come in behind us or into the flank there. So, very dangerous position for our army here. Anyway, back to this question here. Oh, can you just see that Racer's archers here, his Cretan archers, are at the rear of the Greek city's army. So can you guess what they're aiming for there? Using his years of experience, he knows that to kill the Greek city's general would be a great thing for us. I know that they've got excellent morale, the Spartans, but if you kill a general, their morale will drop a bit. So my guess is he's going to target that general from the rear with those Cretan archers. Okay, let's see what happens. Right, and you see the Greek city's army attack, so I'm not going to attack myself, I'm not going to pull back, I'm going to put my forward units into testudo. Now this is kind of the default tactic, counter tactic if you like, against a Greek city attack. If you go into testudo, that can hold up the Greek city's advance or the pike army advance, and also it can like kind of mess up their battle line as well as they advance forward. So if you notice, I'm putting my forward units into testudo. At the same time, I'm throwing all the pilers in that I've got left into those Greek city units there. Okay, so there you go. You can see my forward units are in testudo, and the Greek cities are still advancing forward. And as the pikes touch one of my units, I straight away put it into testudo. Okay, let's just pause the game here for a second, so you can see that's what's happening here. The Greek cities are doing an out attack on my troops. As I say, I've put units into testudo, and as the Greek cities advance more and they start touching other units of mine, I will put those into testudo too. As I say, it slows up their advance, tires their troops, and can break up their battle line. Meanwhile, in our centre here, You can see that Racer and Satan have teamed up against Pineapple Killer's army there. But if you notice that Titan's Odin's SBQR army here, they're bearing down on our left flank. If he pulls it round the left flank and attacks, that could put our team in quite a difficult position here. As you can see here, Racer's cavalry is up chasing off the SBQR archers there, killing as many of those as he can, because of course his Macedon army is very susceptible to archer fire, so if he can kill those archers, that'll really help his army out quite a lot. Okay, here back on the right flank here, you can see I think one of my units is just routed there under the pressure of that Greek city's attack. Remember, Greek cities, Spartans especially, used aggressively, have got a massive attack and very effective. Right, if you notice now that Racer's holding there with his Macedon army against the SBQR army in front of him, and I notice that Satan's moving off towards on the left to try and hold that SBQR attack coming on left. Right, can you see the Macedon cavalry coming in there? And bang into the back of that SBQR general. Let's just pause the game for a second there. Can you see once again Racer using his years of experience, knowing to take the enemy general out if he can, so he's charging all his Macedon cavalry into the back of that SBQR general there, obviously with a view to try and kill the general, lower the morale of his troops, and maybe cause some of the enemy troops to rout. I'm a little bit worried about our left flank here, and I think both new players and veterans watching this would also be worried. Can you see the whole of that SBQR Odin's army coming round our left flank? And I think only Satan's 6 infantry are moving out to meet them. My guess is Racer would send some reinforcements out there as well. Meanwhile, over here on our right, you can see the Greek cities are advancing steadily. Remember, like I said, they kind of strike me like a steamroller. They move very slowly, but they kind of go over everything. And that's what those Spartans look like they're doing here on our right flank. As I say, you can see Racer's cavalry going into the back of the SBQR general there, obviously with a view to try and kill him and lower the morale of his troops. Can you see I've moved my cavalry out to the right flank there? I think veterans know what I'm doing there by moving that cavalry out to the right flank. I'm now going to charge into the flank of those engaged Spartans. Now I'm expecting one of those Spartans to turn to face me, but bang as that cavalry hits. Right now, there are some Spartans starting to face me now. Now obviously I don't want to put cavalry in against pikes that are facing me, so I've hit, caused casualties. I'm now going to pull my cavalry out. Okay, I've got the charge bonus there, the cavalry charge bonus. I'm pulling back. I don't want to fight pikes head on. Meanwhile, over on our left flank here, you can see that Satan's 6 infantry are trying to hold against Odin's SBQR infantry. I say I'm going to pause the game here because there's so much going on over the battlefield. I just want to show you everything that's happening so you feel exactly what's happening on the battlefield. You can see what's happening. As you can see, there's a massive SBQR full army here hitting Satan's 6 Julii infantry. You can see that Racer sent over some Macedon units to try and help Racer on our left flank. But to be honest with you, things don't look really good there. Our centre, can you see how Racer's being attacked head on by Killer's infantry there after they've been piloted quite heavily. And meanwhile, over on our right flank here, can you see that those Greek-cited Spartans are advancing into my ranks, killing loads of my men there, even though I've got them into Testudo. You might notice also that when I hit with that cavalry charge, I also charged my infantry into those Spartans as well, so it's kind of a double hit there. Okay, can you see the Greek city's general now? Is facing me, he's turned to face me with his pikes, so I don't really want to charge into the Greek city's general. Meanwhile, over here in the centre, can you see that Racer's using his cavalry extremely effectively there into the back of the engaged SBQR infantry. Nice hit there by Racer. Right, can you see I'm charging my cavalry in once again, and bang! As my Scipio cavalry charge into the flank of those engaged Spartans there. And I think Racer's just killed Killer's general there with his Macedon cavalry. Right, if you notice, I've charged into those pikemen. I'm not going to press the attack with cavalry. I'm pulling back because I don't want to face them, face pikes head on. Right, can you see the enemy SBQR cavalry charging in now into the back of Satan's engaged infantry there as that infantry hits? And there you go, Satan's general's just been taken out, so it wouldn't be long till I think a lot of his units were out there.
The leader of allies has
and there we go, can you see I'm charging my cavalry in again? And bang as that cavalry hits. And can you see a lot of the Greek city units now are starting to rout. Okay, so did you see also I charged my infantry in as my cavalry hit as well. It was once again like a, if you like, a double whammy there of infantry and cavalry both on the Greek cities there. If you notice now, we seem to have routed a lot of their, if not most of their units there. All the time the Cretan archers are picking off the Greek city's general from the rear, reducing his numbers greatly there. Okay, over on our left flank here, can you see that most of our Julii allies units have been routed, and a heck of a lot of our Macedon units have been routed as well. As you can see, things are not looking very good for us over on that left flank there. I think there's almost a full army of Odin's army there. Is almost an intact army coming around there from the left. Killer's been fighting quite a lot, so he'll still have some units left there, but we've managed to do okay here on the right flank by taking out the Greek city's threat that was there. And in any battle, you know how elite the Spartans are, so if you can take the Spartans out, you know that you've done quite well. But now I'm looking at the enemy troops that are advancing towards us now. As you can see, there's so many SBQR infantry, and here you are, they're even going to charge in SBQR cavalry now. Now if you notice here, can you see that Satan's cavalry, that one unit charged that and kind of blunted that SBQR cavalry hit? So I'm now sending my infantry in as well. Right, can you see my cavalry charging in as well? There's a heck of a lot of SBQR infantry just coming down and charging into my battle damaged infantry units there. I think the SBQR, I think it's Odin there, just charged all that infantry and thinking that possibly, because my units were so battle damaged, that the weight of his army charging in would rout a lot of my units. But luckily my units have managed to hold there against that, the impact of all those units charging in. So they didn't rout and break as maybe the enemy were expecting there. But there's a heck of a lot of pressure on my infantry at the moment. It wouldn't surprise me if the enemy tried a flanking action here, maybe taking units around the flank. There you go. Can you see? Taking units around the flank there. If you notice, I'm going to charge my cavalry in. It's all about trying to take pressure off my infantry here. As my cavalry charges in there, and bang, as it hits. Not a lot of cavalry left. They're very severely battle damaged, but I'm going to use them to the best of their ability at this stage of the battle. Just trying to take the pressure off my infantry, as I said there. But as you can see, the enemy SBQR infantry have done a left flanking action there, and they're moving in quite effectively there on our left. Let's just pause the game for a second to take stock of what's actually happening here. As I said, you can see the SBQR infantry, nice little tactical move there around the left. I've got pressure on the front of my infantry there as the SBQR infantry are pressing on the front. You can see Racer's bringing in some of his Macedon pikemen over as well to try and help out. All the time they got Greek cities archers in behind us firing fire arrows into the back of my infantry as well. You might not be able to see that from here. But as you can see here, the SBQR enemy have come round to our left, and they're just going to charge into the back of the engaged troops, my engaged troops, and that could be the end of the battle for us there. Let's just see what happens next. Right, if you notice, there's loads of fire arrows going into the back of my infantry where they've brought the Greek cities archers up. And of course the fire arrows not only cause casualties, but they also lower morale and frighten my troops as well. So if you notice now, the SBQR troops have got in behind my engaged infantry now. And looking at the overall battlefield, I'm not sure how long we're going to be able to hold there. If you can see Racer bringing his, I think those pike units were rallied. They actually routed and they rallied. Notice I'm charging my cavalry in again. As you can see, my cavalry is extremely battle damaged, but I'm still going to keep using them as a battering ram. Still keep hitting all the time, getting the charge bonus, trying to cause as much casualties into the SBQR infantry as I can there. Can you see here? I'm just going to pause the game for a second. There you are. You can see all the Greek cities archers out there. They're no longer in open order. They're in close order, so they get more impact with their archers, and they're firing hundreds of fire arrows into the rear of my engaged infantry there. Right, can you see here that Racer's Cretan archers have run out of arrows now, so he's now alt attacking. And if you notice, the archers have got little swords or knives, and they're going to attack. He's alt attacking with those archers now to help. That's how desperate the situation is. We're even throwing in archers now to try and, if you like, hold the line. Here, if you can see the fire arrows coming in behind every now and again there. There you can see racers, 2 lots of cavalry in wedge formation charging into the back of that SBQR infantry. Nice hit. Both those cavalry units are very badly battle damaged, but he's still charging them in, trying to get as much cavalry charge bonus as he can as he hits that infantry, causing as many casualties as he can. If you notice, I'm charging my Scipii cavalry in again, aiming for the SBQR general. At this stage of the battle, if we can kill that general or rout him, that could be a big thing. Right, can you see the SBQR general has now routed? Right, so obviously, as we said in other battle vids, we know that most of his troops' morale will now drop, which is good for us. If you notice, I've still got those couple of cavalry units out there still that are charging when ready there. You can see it's very touch and go at the moment. Right, can you see I'm charging my cavalry in once again?
Press forward so the spirit of his army is broken too.
As you can see, a lot of the enemy SBQR infantry are starting to rout now. As I say, we got the Cretan archers charging in as well with their knives. But I think a lot of those Cretan archers are being killed by those Greek city archers, so I think he's going to send his Cretan archers off to try and take out those archers that are shooting into the backs of our troops there. Right, if you notice there, a heck of a lot of the SBQR infantry have now routed. I think there's only a couple of units left now. And with their general gone, it wouldn't surprise me if... yeah, and there you go, that's the last of the SBQR units there have just been routed there. Well, I think probably watching this, you'd probably agree that it looked pretty well like our left flank had actually broken there. If you look at the dead on the battlefield, you can see how intense the fighting was on some parts of the battlefield. This was over on the right flank where we were fighting the Greek cities there. Here we get some of my troops there. We're celebrating there. Then we come up to the centre, like there's just a few dead there. But when we go over to the left flank, you can see that there was lots of intense fighting over on the left as well here. So it was a very, I would say, very intense, close battle there, as we managed to just get things to swing in our direction there. I say we're just killing the last of the Greek cities archers off there now, and then looks like we've managed to win the battle here. After a terrific fight by both teams there. First thing I'd like to say is really well played to both teams there. Excellent work by both teams. Great attacking, aggressive, tactical moves there by the enemy team there. Really well done to them. And if you notice that Killer's got the highest kills in the game. I think, as we've seen in other battle videos, getting the highest kills in a game doesn't necessarily mean you're in the winning team. Obviously most of the time it does, but not all the time. So you can see Killer played extremely well there to get those kills, so well done to him. And if you look at the board a little bit, if you look at Racer's kills now, you'll see that he did extremely well as well with Macedon to get some really good kills as well. So well done to him. As I say, I'd just like to say really well played to the other team. Nice attacking, aggressive work there, and really well done to Satan and Racer there. I must say, when I saw our left flank after a terrific fight start to break, I thought probably that might have been it for us. But Satan and Racer really turned it round quite well. There's just some statistics there of my kills. Not really fantastic kills there, I don't think, but cavalry didn't do too badly there. And some of the infantry units did okay, so not too bad really. But once again, I'd like to say really well played to everybody in the game, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you enjoyed watching it, maybe give us a thumbs up or subscribe to our channel. It's always great to get new people subscribing. Spartan Commander saying bye for now.